White Women in the 90s, and then White Women in the 90s written by Joss Whedon.
How loose is your boots?
Oh, man.
How funky is your chicken?
Oh, man.
Come on, all you husbands.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say, how funky is your kabunky?
Your caboose. No, how funky is your chicken? How loose is goose? Come on, y'all. Now shake your caboose. And shake your... What? Luke Perry at his finest, R.I.P.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's go ahead and get this episode started. Welcome to our Christmas episode of Escaping Podcast.
The best podcast in Colorado Springs when it comes to all things geek, nerdy, and everything in between.
And by everything in between, he means the distance between the top of the chimney to the bottom. Can Santa get down there? How can he get down there? I don't have a chimney, Santa. What gives? Today we are talking about Christmas, and what better way to do that than with people that you love? As always, I am Daniel. Sitting across from me today, which is a little weird, is...
Kills for show, a.k.a. every moment with me is chill because I'm a winter wonderland for real.
Oh, my God. TJ is not here today, but sitting in his place, taking it in stride, we have...
Tashina, a.k.a. Regina, Tanisha, Gina. I did get... Somebody looked at my name, even though it's spelled the way that it sounds, and legitimately thought my name was Regina. So,
but I've seen your name. Where do they get the R from or the G?
No idea. And if you try to type my name into your phone, autocorrect will change it to Rashid.
No, not anymore. I had to sit down with my phone and say, we don't call people just what we think they're called.
So Rashid apparently is.
Well, hello,
is
Rashid.
A valid name.
'Tis the season to be misnamed. Christmas time, folks. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, hopefully you're still listening. It's just the holiday that we choose to celebrate here at Escape Velocity Comics. But all the other holidays are what make this season so amazing. So whatever you're celebrating out there, happy holidays, and we hope it's a warm one.
Yes, have a terrific Thursday.
Absolutely.
No, not
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I don't know why I always assume Christmas is on a Thursday.
I mean, assuming you're not working, just sit down, get loaded, and watch your favorite
Have
thing
a
on
wonderful
TV.
Wednesday.
That's right. As always, we are recording at Escape Velocity Comics downtown. Just a quick disclaimer, our thoughts, our ideas, our jingle jangle beliefs do not reflect that of Escape Velocity, its staff, or the elves that work here. Now, elves, that is slavery, and you should start a union. Please look into that. Oh my God, you start talking shit on elves and Santa gives you the black lung. Oh my God. So, Christmas.
The 25th of December, am I right?
I think so. I think every
Your
year.
favorite person's birthday, am I correct as well?
Yeah, actually...
so let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
Let's get this out of the way. Jesus wasn't born in December. The pagans originally had the holiday, and Christmas was taken over by the church. The church saw that we were having a lot more fun with our Yule than they were having
and our logs.
Than they were having in July or September or whenever that little baby Jesus was born. Also, if you were born and 3 random men show up with presents to your house when you think it's an immaculate conception, one of them has to be your dad. Just saying. It's like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they all go to Dee's having the baby, and they're like, oh, is it my kid? Is it my kid? Turns out it's none of their kids. Same thing with the wise men. It was actually the mailman. Check out the Norway Post ad for that topic. So let's go ahead and get started with some traditions and what our favorite movies are, guys. Tashina, start us off.
Well, I'm gonna kick things off with a bang by blowing the socks off everybody with a startling revelation about myself, peeling back the layers of this onion. I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
What? Me too.
So
like Troy from Community?
Yes, that's why I'm Troy. Like low key, it's like my idol, Michael Jackson. Yo,
Prince.
R.I.P. And Prince too. That's who my mama idolizes.
Prince was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
Yeah. How am I just now finding this out?
Because you're not black.
I'm not black, and I knew that, but
I
guess, yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I don't have Christmas memories from being a kid, other than not doing it and not being a part of it.
Right. It was just another day for you.
Pretty much. Well, and I mean, it's not just another day. When you're a kid, I mean, it's a whole last season that you don't get to partake in. But
wow.
I mean, it's when you're a kid, things are easier to accept. So
what was it that you would do during that season then, since you weren't part of Christmas?
Nothing. You don't.
It's another day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, did you like sneak little gingerbread snaps or candy canes and sit in your room under the blanket like some people would for Harry Potter?
No. I mean, you don't go to like Christmas parties at school.
Shut
You
that
don't
shit down.
anything
No
anything
stockings.
that has anything to do with the crucifixion or the birth of Christ. Any of that. It's all taught completely differently.
Hell yeah.
That's so wild.
Because you don't celebrate Jesus' birthday or your birthday.
But-
none of that shit goes. But like I said,
I can get behind this Jehovah's Witness
Yeah,
thing.
'cause
I
you save
hate
a lot
my
of
own
money on
birthday.
gifts and shit.
And Jesus, well, you know how I feel about that guy.
Yes, no, you feel about how he's portrayed, not him, because he was a good dude.
No, okay, you know what? I will give you that. In this season and on this day, I guess I will.
It's not his
say
fault.
He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. But when you're such an icon, of course, you're going to be warped after so long of time that you weren't around.
Exactly.
It's like how it is my last bit of getting it out of the way. The fact that the Bible is written by a bunch of random people and then a guy who actually killed Christians went on to write most of the New Testament, I find highly suspect.
Yes, it definitely is.
Jesus was like, hey, can you guys not be shitty to each other? Can you guys be good to each other? And
we don't
they're
like
like,
that.
hey, shut him down. Shut him down. I heard he's got fish and bread in his pockets and he's just feeding people. No,
That
thank you.
motherfucker's magic.
That's not tax-free. So when did you get into doing actual... When did you get into Christmas? When were you freed of that Christmas time?
Well, at a certain point in my, I guess, teenage years, it became obvious that we were no longer practicing witnesses. So,
Silent witnesses like Watu.
Oh.
get out.
That's my time, folks. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Snap it up.
So, well, and then of course, I started dating my ex-husband at that point, and he and his family celebrated Christmas, and so I was kind of like brought into the fold through them, and then I have done Christmas in some form or another since. So, I mean, it's...
So how was that first Christmas? Was it exciting? Was it like you finally peeked behind the kimono that was the holiday season, or?
Well, okay, so there was, when I was little, there was exactly 1 year that we did Christmas, and my mom went all out. It was shortly, maybe a couple years after my dad died, and I think she kind of just saw that we all needed to be uplifted.
That's kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
I apologize, not for your dad dying, but the idea that this was bigger than not doing it and something that you all needed at that time.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and to this day, what my favorite memory, I guess, of that is that she was one of those moms who did an actual themed Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So like everything matched: the tinsel, the bulbs, the tree skirt, our present, like the wrapping paper, like the whole thing was like a whole package. So
is that where you get like your decorating skill and talents from? Is that like
From
your
my
inspiration
mom?
From your mom's?
I don't know. I mean, she definitely has an amazing attention to detail, and she's
Like most women do.
productive for sure. But
I mean, a lot of guys can too if they just, take the
Apply
time
themselves.
to actually apply
Well,
themselves.
everybody's not Bruce Wayne, Sherlock Holmes, or Sean from Psych.
Or Jeff
one of the
Goldblum.
things. Yes, you are absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah. So now as an adult who, I guess, fully embraces the holiday season, there has to be some movies that are iconic for you that you need to watch during the season.
So I consider myself to have terrible taste in movies. I do. I like
respect the
campy.
honesty.
I like cheesy,
Nothing wrong with
corny.
any-
So you're a Hallmark Christmas person.
No, I
Is it-
don't.
yeah.
I don't like that like sappy romance type stuff.
You don't like the strong businesswoman that gets taken out of her element to help
Yes.
save the local tree company from...
No.
No.
No, in fact, I tried because there was all this buzz, like, on social media this year about, like, ooh, Hallmark is, like, starting their Christmas movie marathons early.
Shit's
And,
trash.
so I sat down and I tried to get through all the way through one that had Melissa Joan Hart
Oh, no,
in it.
no.
And
Joey Lawrence?
no, that would have been...
Melissa Joan Hart of Sabrina
Rated-
fame,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Because you know that she went super Christian afterwards and looks back at the Sabrina franchise as something that hindered her from the Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
went a little Kirk Cameron syndrome.
Kirk Cameron was born crazy, and we all
that's
need
true.
to know that.
But no, so I like movies like Jingle All the Way.
Oh my God, it's
had
one of
that
the
written
best.
down,
It's
too.
one of the best.
Well,
Yeah.
not right here, but
There's a
no, it's
podcast.
right here.
There's one of my favorite podcasts. How did this get made? And they make an excellent point that no one seems to know that it's him, even though he's the only like 6'8" Austrian man there who's like, they're like, oh, where's Jamie? And they're like, who could that be?
I need that dog. Give me the dog.
I'm not the pervert. I'm just looking for Turbo Man dog.
That I don't have time for your jokes.
Jamie.
Turbo Man away.
Turbo Man is one of those bonkers movies where not only is it a fully functioning suit that they just give an actor for a parade.
Precursor, Iron Man.
I'm saying.
The gold color scheme, everything. I think they saw that as like nobody's gonna ever like
I
this
see
shit.
this with Robert Downey Jr. no longer being Iron Man as a perfect opportunity to bring Arnold Schwarzenegger as Turbo Man in the MCU.
Yo, I'm surprised somebody called him like a bootleg Turbo Man.
I'm saying,
in
you
the
know,
movies.
yeah,
Like,
no, but you know,
ding, ding, ding.
So what's the basic premise of Jingle All the Way for those who don't know?
Well, it's for anybody who is a parent, you can obviously relate to finding that perfect Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that your kid wants is a Turbo Man doll.
It's an action figure. To quote Sinbad
Okay,
and
fine.
everyone in the community, it's
Okay,
not a doll.
I-
it is an action figure.
I stand corrected. And it just becomes this outrageous competition to get your hands on the last one in the city, basically.
Yeah.
And you're competing with Sinbad.
With Sinbad, which adds a whole new level to it. It's kind of reminiscent of the time, I know you guys remember, some of our listeners may not, but the Tickle Me Elmo craze.
Oh yeah. That
Remember
shit
when
was
people were
redonk.
beating the fuck out of each other in
Yes.
like department stores for a Tickle Me Elmo? Mm-hmm. It's wild what people will do, and I have to ask, as a mother, would you go so far as to curb stomping a Karen to get a Turbo Man action doll?
Hell no. Nope. Nope.
It ain't worth it. Because Karen sue. And you don't got time to be in jail over Christmas.
Oh, I mean, but in Jingle All the Way, he does assault multiple police officers, including one guy in
Yeah.
particular, over and over again. Barnaby Jones.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So eventually he gets the toy, I'm assuming.
He does. Well, actually, I mean, it all, of course, comes to this, like, happy-go-lucky, feel-good moment.
The moment when Anakin gives Sinbad the action figure and says, "Here you go, mister," even though he's being carted away by the police, and that's going to go into, what is that? What's the word?
like, holding, or...
Shit.
yeah, you can tell
I
that
can't-
none of us have ever been...
Evidence.
Evidence.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
the evidence locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not gonna let Sinbad hold on to that into the, you know.
Wait, was the little kid Hayden Christensen?
No, the little kid was Jake Lloyd, who played Anakin in the first Star Wars episode. He goes, "Are you an angel?" And now this is pod racing.
I didn't think he was that.
He was only in about 2 movies.
Well,
Right.
how old was he in that versus...
It was about a year apart. They came out fairly close to each other.
Really?
Oh, I thought
Okay,
he
I
was
didn't
been
realize it
like
was
a
that
little
close.
baby.
I want to say
in the
Jingle All the Way is what he did first, and then from there they were like, that kid is Anakin Skywalker.
In about 4 more years, we'll make him about like 10 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but he decides he doesn't need the doll because he's got the real thing at home.
Yeah, except they're not going to let him keep that outfit. That outfit is military grade. He has boosters, and he also has his sidekick Booster, which my favorite part of that movie is when Booster falls off the float, and instead of the audience helping him, the people in the crowd come up and start kicking the shit out of him, saying, "We hate you, Booster. Die, Booster."
Is that a Booster Gold reference?
I feel like Booster. I feel like Boosters in the holidays because I'm like, I'm trying my best, but I'm a big pink furry piece of shit, and I'll never live up to Arnold Schwarzenegger's standards.
will?
Any of us? I mean,
We all could if we collectively joined together in a fusion dance.
Or we could trump him and actually be president instead of just being a governor of a state.
it's not his fault.
well,
Okay,
I never
he
said it was.
He wasn't born in the States.
Can't blame him.
it's like I told Christy and Randy the other night. I think if everyone in the bar got together and we collectively took on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, we'd have a chance. I'm
No,
not
we
saying
wouldn't.
we would win,
No, we would.
but
not.
we would have a chance.
We would not.
So
That
Kels,
nigga ate like a building worth of pancakes every day.
he does the Gaston method of growing big.
Yes, like this motherfucker just. You can't say it because it's an audio medium, but yeah.
I do want to mention one other.
Yeah, no, go for it.
It's terrible. It's corny, but I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan.
Oh.
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost.
Jack fucking Frost.
And
what
you talking about the family
It's
movie,
weird.
not the Killer Snowman movie, correct?
Correct.
There's a fine line. I mean, it's basically a vengeful spirit at that point, but a good vengeful spirit because he just wants to be a good dad now and spend time with his kids, which is a
It's
classic trope of...
literally the opposite of Ghost Rider.
Yeah, it's the classic trope of here's a dad who has a good family and doesn't have time for him. Here's some curse or something that changes him, a la Shaggy Dog.
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Yeah, Tim Allen. Before that, there was actually an original one with the guy who was in the original Flubber,
Yes.
originally named The Absent-Minded Professor.
Yes. And who was...
I don't know his name. He was some old white guy who was in his prime in Hollywood, you know?
Exactly.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a another like corny, feel good, but like done in the most absurd way possible. Special effects match the time period.
They're definitely of that time period.
Yeah. I mean, they drop in, dumb one-liners and
Of course.
the dangers of being a living snowman.
Which we all, as a kid, you learn those dangers, and they're about as real as quicksand.
Right.
As a kid, you're terrified.
The Campbell soup commercial taught me only thing you need is a warm bowl of soup, and it'll melt it right off, and you'd be a healthy little white boy underneath.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Commercials have done a lot of weird stuff. I mean, I showed you guys
Oh
the
yeah, you showed me that one.
yeah, the incest Folgers commercial.
Christmas commercials. Ugh.
Christmas commercials can either be really good or really bad. But one thing I've learned is M&Ms will never change their Christmas commercial.
same
It's
shit.
always them saying he is real, they are real, and then they both pass out except for Yellow.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, hey guys, it still looks like the 90s grain on it and everything.
Right.
They don't even put it in
Oh
HD.
my god! It's the same thing with the Hershey's Kisses that do "We Wish You a
Ding,
Merry
ding, ding, ding.
Christmas."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's exactly what I want.
But you know what's funny about that? If you don't hear it, you're like, I missed something.
That's right.
There we go.
I actually thought that it wasn't coming on this year, and I was at Nova, I think, with
Yeah.
you, and I saw it in the background. I didn't hear it, but I saw it,
But you
and I'm
knew.
like,
There
I
it
got
is.
you.
It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time.
Just like with the Cadbury bunny, the
Oh,
eggs
yeah.
during Easter, they always have the same commercial.
they come up.
I used to want those candies so much as a kid, but my grandma would never get me them shits because them shits was chock full of sugar.
Oh,
Already
yeah,
had
they're
enough
just
energy.
sugar, man.
Yeah, that's all that shit is. I'm like, yo, them shits are gross.
So, Kelsey, what is it for you? What are your traditions? What's a couple movies that you really enjoy for this time of year?
Just to piggyback off what Tashina was saying earlier about growing up a Jehovah's Witness, like my grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness. If you heard our last podcast about Christmas time during the Friday the 13th, I won't go. It's not gonna be anything depressing, anything like that.
God.
But just like growing up with her being a part of that, and me spending a lot of time with my grandparents, there's certain elements I wasn't privy to, but it was funny because we didn't celebrate Christmas, but we got Christmas gifts when we were staying with her at times. And it was like funny. She was like, "Oh, I'm Jehovah's Witnesses. We don't celebrate birthdays, this, that, and third, but it's Halloween. Mm-hmm. Here's some candy.
There you go.
Christmas, we're not gonna wrap them up, but I just happened to get you a gift during the time everybody was getting gifts. It was like
man.
one of those things too. So, and being a Jehovah's Witness and that whole thing, it's real weird. Like I get some of the teachings and the way they think about it on paper, but it's just other things that goes along with that and other religion that makes me very like, nah, I'm fine with that because. Like, if you're a woman and you give birth to a child without a father, that father could be Jesus. But if you're a woman,
Wait, the father's Jesus?
no. If you're a woman that's
Hold on. You lost me.
If you're a woman and you get pregnant without a father to your child, Mary didn't have a father to her child, quote unquote.
Oh, no. Joseph was there doing his best.
No. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm saying,
Oh, okay, like a bio dad.
Yeah, it's like a bio dad. You could be Jesus, but if you happen to be a young woman and you get pregnant, you might not know who the father is. Then they shun you and ostracize you from the community. And it's just like one of them things is about being inclusive and helping people out. But then when you make a mistake, they don't want to deal with you.
Right.
So it's like one of those things. Like I had to grow up into that and learning, and I had to understand like why my mom didn't want to fuck with me anymore. Like I know who my dad is. She knew who my dad was, but she was just a young woman that had a kid at the age of 16, so they didn't want her in the shit. Then she was like, you know what, cool, I don't need it. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I get that shit, but yeah, that's just like Christmas from a different angle, and it's just funny too. Like now you know that Michael Jackson and Prince were also Jehovah's Witnesses.
I had no idea.
And they do Prince didn't do like Christmas songs. And
Neither
shit
of them
like
do anything anymore.
That's true too, but decompose and give us more life by, supplying the earth with nutrients that the worms need and all that jazz.
Oh my God.
But no, it's like one of them things like that's so hypocritical about religion in itself too. Like, oh, we don't celebrate Christmas, Halloween, but we don't make these Christmas albums. We don't sing some of the best Christmas music there is. I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus. Nah, I'm pretty sure if Joseph saying your mama kissing anybody, he would have whooped their ass and y'all ass too.
Well, especially because not only does he have a kid that's not his on the way, he's also got this child that he's married to.
Exactly.
So,
but
that's biblical facts for you folks. She was about 15, 16 years old when this 30-year-old man said, I want to marry you. So, Bible times. What a crazy...
Well, did they leave to be in the
times.
30s? I thought maybe it was like early 20s.
Maybe, but still, that's Drake level of territory where,
Allegedly, and we're not going to
Not even allegedly, man.
Allegedly.
No, Drake is a creep.
She wasn't betrothed to Drake. Just like we don't
No one's going to be betrothed to
but
Drake
just like
because
how
once they hit that age of consent, he's done with them.
But like we're not going to speak about how Steven Tyler was betrothed to a young woman at 16. No. And Elvis.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying throw them all away.
Hey.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, Elvis already thrown away.
Yeah.
But
Elvis had a fan club full of little girls, and he's like, well, that's what I like. And he was rocking his pelvis, and they were all about it. And you know what? I say fuck them all.
See, it's real funny.
I'm sorry, not fuck a mall. You can't fuck a shopping center, but fuck them all.
Oh, I see some videos.
Supermarket sweeps?
Ooh, supermarket cheeks.
We're showing our age here with a lot of these references.
Yes, but I guess we were talking about Christmas.
Yeah, what are some movies that you like to watch this time of year, Kels?
Actually, I don't really like watching any movies during Christmas, in particularly. But just some of my favorite movies that remind me of Christmas aren't necessarily Christmas movies. And one of those being Iron Man 3, which I didn't realize.
Which is a Christmas movie.
Years ago, like, wait, all this shit takes place during Christmas?
I watch it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, like, he gets, Gwyneth Paltrow. Pepper Potts get the big-ass bunny, but then, all that Mandarin shit pop up, that shit blow up, then he goes across the country to, Tennessee or Kentucky, has a little adventure with the little kid that pops up at the end of Endgame. And then there's like fireworks at the end and shit.
Fun fact about that kid: he actually wants to come back and play a villain in the MCU.
Iron Lad, right?
I think so. He could
Kane
be a future Iron Lad. I think that'd be cool.
Wait, didn't Kane adopt Iron Lad, or is Iron Lad a younger version of Kane?
It's a whole thing. It's a chicken egg situation in which the chicken is taking care of the egg that is itself.
Word. Okay. Anywho, well, that's one of them, and then also another. Negro classic would be Friday After Nets, because a lot of people love to talk
about that movie.
The first Friday and Nets Friday, but Friday After Nets is totally...
It's absolutely a Christmas movie.
100%.
Top flight security of the world. I'm not going to sit here and quote the whole movie, but Christmas trees, they fight a crackhead.
It's
if you haven't
great.
seen it, what type of American are you? I'm pretty sure I know what type.
The type to try and make things better again by destroying it first.
Yes, the rural American.
Yes.
The kind of American that perhaps is their first choice.
This is what happens when TJ's not in the room. We start to really band together and realize that together we are strong.
Yes. And then going to another movie, I would also bring up Gremlins.
So good.
Which one of the most classic dark comedy / horror movies, which also is a Christmas movie, because a lot of people skip over the fact this all takes place during Christmas. Old buddy dad got Gizmo for him as a gift for Christmas.
Just want to point out, Gizmo is the original Verdito.
No. Gizmo and Verdito is what happens when you have the same mom but different dads.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen the memes.
Yeah, well.
Whoop.
Then why are you coming in here with this trash?
Because before there was Verdito, there was
AKA
Gizmo.
Baby Yoda for all those that don't follow our Patreon.
AKA the kid that they keep letting get his face in the dirt, and I'm pissed.
Yo, I almost went Super Saiyan when I watched that scene.
Oh my
I swear
God.
to God, I stood up like, no!
We have
Skies darkened and all that shit.
We have our theories about what happened in the last episode of The Mandalorian, but
those have been updated, now. Mm-hmm. So next episode for the bounty, or now this is the betrayal of Verdito, and that is up on that'll be up on Patreon. Just make sure you check us out for that. If you think we deserve a little extra money for what we do, please support us, and we will have more extra content coming for you, featuring Tashina.
Yeah.
Yes, but looking at Gizmo, I mean, he's so cute. The The noises that he makes are freaking adorable. The way he sings is freaking adorable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he looks so
cute.
soft.
He has to be.
Right.
And also probably tastes like chicken.
But there are rules. And they need to be followed.
That's why you can't give that shit
Don't
to a kid.
give him any side pieces. Don't let him
side
make
dishes. You mean
side
dishes?
Don't let him make any phone calls after midnight. No pay-per-view, and he can't drive.
Right.
Actually, there are don't feed a mogwai. That's what his species is called. At least we know what his species is called, mogwai. Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet or they'll multiply. And also keep them away from sunlight because they're very not. I was about to say allergic, but it does affect them.
So that's one of those movies that you like to watch during the season, just kind of to remind you of Christmas.
If it's on, I'll watch it, but I don't go out my way.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, word! And part 2, a new batch?
I think so.
Oh, shit. And when HBO Max dropped their subscription service, they're going to have a new Gremlins animated cartoon on that as well. Now that we're done talking about, the Gremlins and that my tales, what about yours, Daniel?
So for me, there's a couple things. I mean, we all know Die Hard is a movie you watch this time of year. It's a Christmas movie. Sure, it's an action Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie.
Yippee-ki-yay.
For me, it's not so much the movies. I have a lot of Christmas specials that I like watching.
Okay.
Yeah. Community, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas, where they're all not claymation but stop motion animated. One of the best ones, and it's top of my list. Then I'll knock out the rest of the Christmas Community episodes.
Okay.
And what really hits it for me is I'll watch a lot of the Doctor Who Christmas specials.
Okay.
Top of the list of that being the Doctor Who Christmas Carol, because it's an alien and it's technically the Christmas Carol thing, but the elements of Christmas past, present, and future are done so differently than what you might imagine. Because there's a time machine involved, and the way the Doctor, he's there with the old man, and the old man is watching Kazran. He's watching videos of himself as a kid. The Doctor goes back in time and rewrites this guy's whole history, and he shows up in the video and he's like, "See, Christmas passed."
So with the little bit I know about Doctor Who, I know they have different bodies and they can move through time. So when you talk about it being part of a Christmas Carol type scenario, when he's the ghost of future Christmas past, is he that Doctor from that time period, or is he still the same Doctor that you're watching in the episode?
The same one you're watching, and even though he may have existed in the past and in the future, he's doing that. But with the past, he's already been communicating with this old version of the guy. Yeah. And there's a spaceship crashing with his companions on it, so he's trying to get him to turn on the planetary shields off, trying to get it to safe passage, but he won't. So he's like, all right, I'll change your mind, and goes back and rewrites this guy's whole history. Shows up in a video he's watching of himself as a kid, makes the kid appreciate Christmas. As far as Christmas present goes, it's with a younger, I'd say maybe 20-year-old version of the kid who's been meeting up with the Doctor every year for Christmas and now knows him as a friend. And he's there, and they've unlocked this lady from the chamber so that way they could save one of these flying sharks. It's a lot, but it's Doctor Who.
Whoa. Space sharks?
Space sharks.
Like in Old King Thor?
The atmosphere, though, in here is just dense enough that fish can swim through it. It's really cool.
So everybody's trying to tell me about Doctor Who and time travel. Y'all motherfuckers neglected space sharks?
Space sharks.
That's how you get my black ass to watch that shit?
Well, then come over before Christmas and we'll watch it.
I'm not, but I will.
We'll watch it after Christmas then. I don't even give a shit. So then instead of the classic, here's your grave, here's where you are, Ebenezer Scrooge. When he decides to show himself the Christmas future, he's there back with the old man. He's like, oh, fine, show me my grave. Show me the future. Show me that no one loves me. And he goes, I already am. And then steps out from behind him is the little boy from the very beginning. And
Dr. Manhattan shit.
And he's like, shows him, and he's like, is that who you want to be? And it's like, oh!
Wow.
Oh!
Savage.
It is so good because not only is it a Christmas Carol, but this alien doesn't care about rewriting this dude's whole fucking life just to suit his own means.
It's cool.
It's fantastic.
That's the greatest cautionary tale there is. It
really is.
Hey, see this little Billy? You want to grow this fuck?
And the old punk's like, oh! He goes up to almost hit the kid, but then stops, and he's like, that's what makes you different than your dad. You didn't hit the kid. And he's just like, changes his whole life.
Exactly.
It's amazing. I cried. They cried. It's fucking beautiful.
Because he can't change who he is now because he's already that old man, but now he can start changing how he lives the rest of his life.
Does it happen all at once? He's bawling, and he's like shocks through his gut. Like,
no.
Shit, it's happening.
No, because
I'm changing.
Because there was still that disconnect later on when the younger version of him realized that this lady that they've been letting out every Christmas only has a certain amount of time and is in this chamber because she's dying, and she only had 1 day left. So eventually, they let her out, and she sees him as an old man, and she's like, "Why did you keep me in for so long?" And he's like, I didn't want the last day to be with you to be, one you would regret. And she's like, you selfish old stupid dude. I still love you, but come on.
Word.
So that's my favorite Christmas one. The movies I've seen are great, and they're, Jingle All The Way, of course. Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Those are classics. But for me, the Christmas specials of TV shows make it a little bit better. It's like characters that you've been watching for this whole time, and now you get to experience the holiday the same way they do.
Exactly, and you experience more time with them because it's not like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's, like you said, seasons, moments. And for some TV series, it's not the first time they had Christmas. So every time you see them having Christmas, you also think of the previous Christmas.
That's one of my favorite things with watching the Community Christmas specials and starting off when they first get together, and then the second one with Abed being, losing his mind, and then when they frame the Glee Club, and then they do Die Hard, and it's just everyone gets better than the last, and I think it's
Baby Boomer Santa,
thank you for everything.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome for everything in the world. That's my best Pierce impersonation. So let's move on to the next bit. Now you're saying with being Jehovah's Witness, and I don't know if this works for you as well.
Yes.
But toys of the season growing up, I'm guessing you didn't get any toys. What toys did you make out of the sticks and rocks around your house, Tashina?
I could. Never mind.
So I really don't have like super memorable Christmas gifts or anything like that to speak of. I mean, I have always been the kind of person who enjoys shopping for other people and finding the perfect thing for people. I like to be out of the box, and because I'm so crafty, I oftentimes will make something for people. So
I mean, that's really reflective of how I've come to know you. You really put a lot of thought into a lot of external stuff.
I try to.
Yeah. It shows. What about you, Kels? Were you like Tashina? Were you just playing with your fingers?
No, I was playing with my fingers.
Hello.
Whoa.
Well, actually,
that came out very differently than I thought it would. Let me try that again.
No, you're fine. I know exactly what you meant. But as a kid, I wasn't playing with my fingers like that yet. But you brought the fact of playing with sticks and rocks. Being from the South, we used to do a lot of drying of our clothes outside. So I had a lot of clothespins. So I used to take pins and clothespins and make little figures out of them because we couldn't afford. Oh, we could afford it, but they didn't want to buy my ass all the Power Ranger Megazord. So low key made these robots I used to combine our clothespins and pins and shit to keep myself entertained because I was that kid. But just growing up, I got decent amount of toys growing up. Like I said, I was a grandma's boy, so low key, if I wanted something, I could get it in certain regards. I didn't get every Power Ranger Megazord, but I definitely had the Thunder Megazord. I had the Falcon Ninja Zord. I had the Ninja Megazord too. That motherfucker's cool. But
but you didn't get a lot of them.
I didn't get a lot. No, I didn't get the OG or the fucking Dragon Zord or the Titanus. I didn't get none of them motherfuckers.
They had a Titanic Megazord?
Titanus.
Okay.
He's the Brontosaurus that they formed together, made the Ultra Zord.
Not the Megazord whose only weakness is icebergs.
No. That came later on.
Okay.
Yeah, Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers. Only God can sink this Megazord.
North Atlantic Voyage.
That's right. I remember that one. Yeah.
But my favorite one was
a beautiful episode.
I got the Super Zeo Megazord. That also had the wheelie. He was basically a tire that popped out into a robot. That motherfucker was cool, but but the Super Zero Megazord, that motherfucker was dope because his super move, he put his two swords together and just be so heavy they just falls and just cut the monster in half.
My God.
Wow.
That shit was dope as fuck. And what was also cool about the Ninja Megazord, you could combine it with the Falcon and stick that motherfucker to the back so you could fly that son bitch. And that shit was cool as hell. And then I got the animated series Batmobile.
Oh yeah.
And you could pull out the back and it turned to a little bat wing.
Oh my God.
So you could fly that motherfucker. That shit was dope.
You could tell he really enjoyed his toys.
No, I did.
I did. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Whatever.
No, certain
I got no
toys,
judgments. I'm not trying to compete with Kelsey's love.
Do you want me to get you some Megazords for this Christmas?
For Power Rangers. I mean, I don't think any Power Ranger collection is complete without the Green Ranger's dagger.
Is that
His dagger, trumpet, whistle.
It's a flute.
It's a flute. Yes, but thank you. I didn't have that. I didn't have any of the weapons.
See, I was more of a Transformers person. And
I had them too.
I didn't get a lot of them because my parents were super Christian, so they'd get you very non-specific
They didn't believe
Legos.
in evolution or transformation.
No, I mean, okay, unless it was an evolution of your faith and a transformation of the spirit inside you.
Oh, like you transform into the Holy Spirit after you baptize?
Yeah, exactly. You're getting a little insider, information about why I'm always against Jesus.
Oh, so it's not just the minutia.
Fuck you.
That'll cost you extra, baby.
They always got me nondescript Legos, or like it couldn't be like a certain character, or like it was just like here's some random Legos.
Farmer Legos.
Yeah,
you can get like.
I'd start making spaceships, and they're like, "Well, who do you think controls space? God." I'm like, well, I'm not saying he's not.
Property of Donald Trump's Space Force.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of Space Force, Power Ranger in space. No,
Terrible.
But I'll never forget.
If he gives me a morpher, I'll be signing up real quick.
There was one present when I first moved to Colorado Springs from California, and I'll never forget. My uncle took my sisters to go see some movie that was like exciting and action packed, and I had to stay at home and watch Ice Age. And I loved it. I loved Ice Age. I didn't see it as a lose.
The first one?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah, with the baby who you think might be a character later on, and then it just turns into
It doesn't.
Yeah, a whole crazy 8-part Fast and Furious franchise.
It is like on 8.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But he decides, hey, I'm going to take him. I'm going to go get him a present. And we go to Chapel Hills Mall back when in its heyday, back when it wasn't derelict and smelling like belly button lint. And there's a toy store.
KB Toys?
Yeah, KB Toys, man. You remember?
I do. I'm old, man.
That's what I'm saying. We go in there, and there was this small transformer that turned from a scooter to a little robot with a big ass head. And it was from
the Armada.
Armada, that's right. It was a mini-con.
Hell yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your shirt. Of course you know what this is. You can't see it, but he is wearing it.
I would show you the tattoo, but
he's wearing an Autobot shirt. So yeah, it was a mini-con, and it turned from a little scooter to a little thing. Coolest thing I had, and I kept it hidden from my parents for years. Eventually, they found it when I was like 16 or 17. They're like, "Aren't you too old for toys?" And something inside me just snapped, and I'm just like, "Don't touch that toy! It's my toy!"
See, if you would have got because it was a scooter, then it was a bicycle, then it was a skateboard, and you could all combine them to make a little.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've been looking for that shit as an adult for years.
Word. I know the struggle, because I always wanted the Aerobot so I could form Superion as a kid, but they didn't sell them together or separately, so I could never find them and build the motherfucker.
That cartoon was low-key the best one of my childhood. I mean, Beast Wars was good, but Armada.
Plus, you're not an 80s baby, so you didn't grow up with the G1 OGs. Like I'm still young and fresh. Yeah, you are. It's fine. Enjoy it while you can.
I'm gonna be young forever, man. I'm never gonna die.
You're a Lost Boy?
Yeah.
Word. Vampire or Peter Pan?
This Lost Boy is out here saying, if you've seen my parents, please give me an email at escaping.podcast@gmail.com. I'd love to see them. So I guess, let's move on to the last segment of today's episode, because there's plenty of these. Movies and specials that are embarrassingly bad or unwatchable or, I don't know, even a little too preachy. Because while we can attack Hallmark movies, they're not the only ones to commit this sin. Have you guys seen any specials or movies in your time that really just made you cringe or wish that you didn't have the ability to see or hear?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, I don't spend a ton of time watching...
things I don't like.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Boom.
But, just Christmas movies in general, I tend to stick to the ones that I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit down and watch something that... I can only assume that there are some really, really
There's a lot of bad
terrible,
ones out there,
like, sci-fi made...
Okay, I know we just talked about all the Doctor Who Christmas specials, but...
No. I mean, like Sharknado level...
Whoa. First off,
I've got a couple.
It's bad for a reason.
And I mean,
I can't wait for the last one to come
as
out.
much as a kid, I loved those Rankin Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Year Without Santa Claus, Rudolph's Shiny New Year. Those were great as a kid. Have you gone back and watched them as an adult?
No.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh.
I mean, they're not so bad you can't watch them because part of you will be nostalgic.
Okay.
they
didn't age well.
They did not age well. No. It's like what Joe Rogan will be in 20 years.
No, he stays in shape.
No, I don't mean him himself.
We're talking about his humor and
exactly.
his rhetoric.
It's like, do you remember how we all validated Carson Daly and Dana Carvey too often?
Whoa. You ain't going to be talking about some OG guys. Like
I'm doing it right now.
Carson Daly birthed the nation.
It's like when we all thought... It's like that time before we all knew Drake was a pedophile.
Drake is not a pedophile. I will not stand for that slander because I'm literally sitting down.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Allegedly.
Kelsey, I cannot wait for the day when all the proof comes out and you and I are doing a show, because I will be sitting here with the biggest smile on my face and all of the posts in front of me.
It's not going to matter because Drake is an android anyway. So
it's not going to matter.
Reprogram him. And
he's data Drake.
Wait.
Think about it.
Wait.
Think about it.
We're not talking about Star Trek.
And it's Data.
Yeah, it's
no,
Data.
it is Data.
It is
Data.
Have you ever seen the show?
I grew up watching the show.
Obviously not.
It's Data, because where I'm from, that's how we say the word.
Yeah, how they say it on the show, where it's his name?
That's the future. Where we at right now? Thank you.
Data, you son of a
Data.
bitch. Folks, this
is the last episode.
I think we're going to be fucking done after this. New year, new me. Wow. Anyway, the one that I watched when I was younger, because again, Christian household, that I hate, and I hate the song that it's related to, and it is low-hanging fruit, but Christmas shoes. I've talked to you guys about the Christmas shoes song.
Way too much.
I hate that song.
I didn't realize there was a
There's a movie with Rob Lowe. Yeah, TV's sweetheart, Rob Lowe.
He was a pedophile back in the day.
He is too.
Yeah, that's he did.
TV's pedophile,
he seems to have
Rob
learned his
Lowe.
lesson.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he had to learn.
Unlike Drake, who keeps going for the young fruit.
He is a young.
He's
individual.
not young. He's older than both of us, and we're not young.
Yo, when Rob Lowe did his thing, he was older than Drake.
I don't believe you.
All right.
And I want you to get the data for me.
No, the
it's
data is right there on the internet.
Data. Anyway,
the interwebs.
The song goes, "Sir, I'd like to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes would make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful when Mama meets Jesus tonight, because his mother is fucking dying." So instead of leaving that as a quick song, they made a whole Hallmark movie with Rob Lowe, where he's a man who hates Christmas, who loves money, and learns a lesson of humility by a smelly little snot-nosed kid behind him who wants to buy shoes for his dying mother that she will only wear but once, which is the same as buying a tuxedo for a wedding. Rent it.
That's capitalism in America, folks.
But the smart thing to do is just to buy them shoes and take them hoes back. Get your money back. Like, shit, she ain't got to go in the dirt with them.
Also, to quote Patton Oswalt, because he does the best bit about this, it says in the song the kid is paying with pennies, and the guy at the counter goes, "You're short." What kind of heartless son of a bitch is behind a counter and sees this kid talking about his mom dying and is like maybe 18 cents short from these shoes?
What period did this happen in? Because back then a penny was a lot.
No, this was like early 2000s.
I was going to say
then
maybe
never mind.
90s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this guy's like, "Sorry, kid, guess you're fucked.
Yeah.
You gotta get out."
Yo.
And Rob Lowe's character turns around and goes, "I got it. I'll buy your mom's dying shoes. But I'm gonna need them back next week."
Did he at least go with the kid to see the mom and they eat dinner and he pays for everything?
No, because the dad's there and he's just like, "Who's this strange man
walking with my son?"
Yeah.
Man, I'm the what you couldn't do for your dying wife, bro. I borrowed some goddamn shoes.
That's
what the fuck you doing? Oh, well, I'm paying the bills because of insurance and Obamacare.
No, this was still George Bush era.
Wait. Okay.
9/11.
Is that your white voice?
It's one of them. I'm a whiteologist. I have a lot of white voices.
Like a sorry to bother you thing.
No, that's not my sorry to bother you voice. Hi guys, how's it doing today? It's basically my own voice, but a little occupied.
See, mine is my customer service one is like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
No
All
way.
right. Yeah, no, if you wanted Black Science, that's great. If you like sci-fi, what you're gonna want is East of West. Jonathan Hickman, what a wonder. That man comes in, he does his work, he leaves, he gets the paycheck, and you know what? He earns it.
I don't believe
Mine
that.
is.
I've heard your customer service voice. That's a lie.
No, this is my escape velocity. How can I help you? Bijou. No, Mike isn't here. Nope, this isn't Douglas either. Hello? Hello? You know, I can leave. If you leave a message, I can make sure they get back to you. But since you just hung up on me, there's no way for me to do
We're
that.
letting them see too much behind the kimono in this episode.
Yo,
Leave a
don't
little
speak
bit to
about
the
my life as a
mystery.
geisha like that, bro. That's for another podcast.
My Life as a Geisha is our spin-off podcast featuring Kelsey and one microphone.
Yo, them ninjas trained me though.
So nothing stands out to you guys the way that movie
no.
is.
Nothing stands out for me like that. Cause
Not
like
even
I said-
Home Alone 3?
No, because I don't remember it for a reason. But I will.
Well,
I will bring up something that I did want to speak about too, which being one of my favorite episodes of American Dad. When I first found
No,
out,
we're talking about the bad stuff.
No, this is bad stuff because it's about Krampus and how he was a bad guy to Santa Claus good guy. I was not familiar with the legend of Krampus until this episode when Krampus came up. Because if you watch American Dad, they always have interactions with Santa Claus. But this Krampus had soul, and he was a soul singer. And him and every episode you get Steve singing. It's a classic.
Oh yeah,
Steve and Roger. Then you get Krampus doing the James Brown. I don't remember all the words, so I'm not gonna give you.
But
a
it's
rendition.
amazing.
But it's fucking amazing. Sheila broke his heart, left him from Daryl. Goddamn Daryl, I think was.
That's right. That's right.
And that shit. If you haven't watched that episode, I highly recommend that. I love that. And also one of my favorite Christmas episodes was maybe season 1 of Futurama, with John Goodman, Santa Claus, and they were like, "Yo, Kwanzaa bar, what you doing? Like giving out Kwanzaa books. I've been doing it for centuries." And people still don't know what Kwanzaa is. Then they look at the book and says, "What the fuck is Kwanzaa?" And it's like, I don't know.
But as always, Futurama is the one to handle everything with the best way.
Exactly. Before South Park, we had Futurama.
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned Christmas shoes because when I was knowing,
Do you think it's funny that little boy's mom died?
Elf slippers?
hilarious.
It might have been. She might have slipped on a banana peel or some shit.
She's potassium intolerant. And
Exactly.
she slipped on
So it's a joke.
shot
on
it
joke.
up, and then she ate the banana. Like, she's just like,
And then like somebody dropped gold coins, so it's like a whole Donkey Kong reference in there and shit.
as you do. No, because I was thinking I don't watch enough bad movies or like I don't know enough about bad Christmas movies or series.
Oh, you just keep it 100.
But
A book.
there are some really awful Christmas songs out there.
Yes, please.
Let's talk about some good ones.
No, let's talk about some bad
Okay,
ones.
just to name a few. We think we love the Christmas song from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No.
We don't.
Who said we did?
It's too fucking
All I
boring.
want is a hula hoop.
No, it's me, I want a hula hoop.
Well, me, I want a hula hoop.
Get some fucking education.
Wow.
He's a chipmunk. I expect him to speak.
Okay. There's one by John Denver. If
He
you
a squirrel
haven't-
girl. Shit.
If you haven't heard it yet, it's called "Please, Daddy, Don't Get Drunk on this Christmas."
What?
Yes.
Daddy drinks his angry juice and says the
Oh,
no
yes,
words?
please don't.
Y'all motherfuckers want to throw about Santa Claus, getting you good. Santa Claus ain't there in the mines. Black lung and shit. Now we got this.
I need that on my Christmas list. What else you got?
I personally, Feliz Navidad just
Feliz
the
Navidad.
lyrics
Right,
are
it's-
not terribly
Como
creative.
te amas.
Okay, sure, but George Harrison, former member of the Beatles, had a whole career off of making songs with just 3 or 4 words.
Okay.
I wanna wish you.
Not
That
saying
doesn't
it's
make it a
good.
good song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I lost the point halfway through that sentence.
I'm gonna say my absolute least favorite that I have heard before, though, and we all know this song is "Do They Know It's
What?
Christmas
How do you hate that
Time
song?
at All?" It sounds so goddamn racist.
You mean the song about feeding the world? You mean the song about the poor people who may not know it's Christmas
No.
because it's just another day that they're living in squalor?
Yes.
It is not framed that way.
Oh, it
okay?
is.
No, it's not.
You don't listen
No.
to lyrics.
They sprinkle some jingle bells on that song.
Now
bitch.
it's just like we have TJ in here, just ignoring the poor, ignoring the people living with our need of our help.
Well,
It's
I-
first world privilege, and that's okay.
That's
we
fine.
earned that right as Americans, not to give a fuck about
We
anybody
need
else.
your opinion on that, so that way we can understand the true meaning of Christmas. And for that, Shishina, we say thank you.
You know,
Christmas for you.
Christmas for me.
Now, we're in an all-exclusive
Piece of
school.
Christmas, piece of treat.
Let's let Britta sing her awkward song. Now, okay, I'll go with you on this one because there's a few. There's a Jingle Bells that gets progressively faster and faster.
Ooh.
And
Oh, I got the 7 classics.
I
too.
understand people hating this time of year because of that song. It's not good. And at one point she goes, jingle, but jingle, but jingle, but jingle, but, which is not even a word. Yeah.
That jingle bell rocks?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I
And
don't
she
like
just
that
keeps
shit.
getting faster. And I want to kill myself. Wrap myself up in a little present, lock it up, maybe let loose a canister of gas, and someone can open me up on Christmas Day and say, you know what? He was right. There's also another song that I have a love-hate relationship with, and that is Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey. It's not a good song, but Brandon and I found it about 3 years ago. Brandon from Escape Velocity, he was on another episode. We found it, and it is just so fucking
Christmas
weird.
Mule?
Yeah, because, you know why? The reindeer cannot scale the hills of Italy. So he needs Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey.
No. These niggas can fly.
They don't.
Why do you need to scale a mountain? They can fly. They can fucking levitate. Why are you walking? There's mad holes in his logic.
That's why I love a love-hate. There's even a part where they go, chingity ching, ee-aw. Not ching, no.
Okay,
no.
alright, my fault. They weren't kung fu donkeys.
J.K. Rowling was not writing this. Yeah.
How dare you?
And then finally, another love-hate. More love than hate. It's like a guilty pleasure. It's Same Old Lang Syne by Dan Fogelberg. And the only thing, we've talked about this, the only thing that makes it a Christmas song is that the bars were closed because it's Christmas. And so he ends up going with this lady he knew from high school to her car, drinking a six-pack in her car. He finds out she's married. They share a kiss. He leaves back to his shitty life, and the snow turns into rain. Now, what makes this song great is the tone, like the tune of it is good, and at the end you get a saxophone medley of Auld Lang Syne. And the only reason I love it is because my little sister, every year, without fail, does the best pantomime of some crazy cracked out person playing the saxophone, and that will always make that song the best thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Esther, if you're listening to this, god damn it, you can take a bad song and make it better.
Aww.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Well, for me, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out.
What? To who?
Regina George.
You mean Tashina?
No, Regina George. So I want to just give a shout out to one Miss Regina George for being the meanest of Mean Girls, for giving me Jingle Bell Rock.
Thigh slapping Jingle Bell.
Thigh rock. I'm not going to slap my thigh because it's totally almost fucked up the whole podcast.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would even sound or look like.
But that moment in Mean Girls makes me realize it wasn't a Christmas movie, because that's one of the major points of that movie. It set up so much, and after that, Gretchen has her whole breakdown, and that was sets up for Caddy, aka Katie, to come in and infiltrate and move up in the ranks. So every time I hear that song, that's the only version that plays in my mind. And shout out to Ariana Grande for reenacting that in her Seven Rings video. Also, that stars her co-star from Victorious, one Lizzie Grimes, who also stars on Dynasty right now.
Encyclopedia Brown. Back
it's Encyclopedia Black. And that's a fact, Jack. But also my all-time favorite Christmas song right now, and probably will be for the next millennia, is the mashup of Here Comes Santa Claus and Winter Wonderland, sung by Anna Patrick and Snoop Dogg from the Pitch Perfect 2 soundtrack. Okay. If you haven't heard that song, listen to it.
Did you say Anna Patrick?
Anna Kendrick. Did I say Patrick?
Yes,
I might have said Patrick.
Danica, because Danica.
Yeah, Danica. Danica, Annika.
Yeah.
You know, I got a ticket for the long way round. 2 bottles of whiskeys for the wait. And you can't see it, but it's 2 bottles of whiskeys for the wait. I got. I don't think we paid for that.
I don't think we have enough money in our budget to pay for what we did.
Because we had zero.
No, we can do the cup song thing.
Yes,
without any of the lyrics.
All right, word.
So we can make up our own lyrics.
We can feel the lyrics.
That's right.
Yes,
like
word. No, we're not gonna do that.
So you're gonna talk about your songs, or you're gonna keep plugging famous people who already have money?
Oh, those were all the songs.
Oh,
yeah, that was like
those are songs he loves.
Jingle Bell. Yeah, see what I'm doing now? The Pitch Perfect one, and there's another Southern classic by the 69 Boys called "What You Want for Christmas." And long story short, it's very, 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 very dated. And instead of
how dated are we talking? Like they say
instead of like 7 maize of milk, he want 7 Sega cartridges.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like that one.
Word. Well, I could play it after this is over, so you can
No,
understand.
thank you.
All right, that's cool. That's all I gotta say. And instead of 5 gold rings, he wants 5 fresh gold chains.
Okay, maybe I do want to hear this afterwards. You know what?
It's like and a fresh pair of.
We don't have the money to sing these.
I know, but it's a 69 Boys. For those that don't know about the 69 Boys, they gave us the classic, the Tootsie Roll.
Oh.
Yes. Just
Okay.
remember that.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up today.
Like a gift?
Like a gift.
With a bow?
Yeah, and the sides will not look as pristine as if someone else had wrapped it. The tape will be too much, and the contents will really just be representative of how much we care about the person. And hopefully, this contents of this episode show you that, God damn it, whoever you are, I just can't get my mind off you.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
So, going around the table, and Tashina, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. You've done such amazing work with our show, with our graphics. You've been a great part of the team, and we're so happy to have you. Final thoughts. I guess the last question for you is, how will you be spending this Christmas? What would you like to plug, and where can the people find you?
Well, as always, you can find me on Instagram, Shade the Mad, with underscores in between each word, and also on Facebook. You can always, if you should need to, contact me through the podcast. I guess, I mean, I'm, of course, my son is not going to listen to this because I would never ever let him listen to this.
Yeah, no, I would never let him
Way to
listen
be
to
a good mom.
Yeah.
I bought him a PlayStation 4 for Christmas.
Oh, shit.
Which he's been asking for since they came out. And
I've been asking you for 3 years, Tashina.
I know.
My mom would
saying.
have cussed me the fuck up.
And so I'm very, very excited to give it to him because he has absolutely no idea that that's what he's getting.
Yeah.
A whole PS4, not PSP,
Not
the
half
whole
of one.
thing.
Yeah.
Right,
Not-
and it's like the Fortnite package too.
Oh,
so
damn. He'll learn all them
love
black
it.
He already knows the dances.
Oh, word, that's true. Everybody.
I've seen him.
Word.
He's
Yeah.
coming here, he starts flossing, and he does the Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Word.
So I mean that's what I'm most excited for.
So you should have
This-
got him to teach you how to do that.
I can't learn. I don't think my body's capable of learning those
bro.
dances.
It can.
Yeah.
I'll get you where you need to be.
Thank you.
Word.
Yeah, 2020. Let's be our best versions of ourselves. Ah, okay, Kelsey, I know you already are, and all you can do is improve, but that's the thing. If you can always improve, then you're not the best version, are you?
On this day, I realized I was the best version of myself. It's the year's 1985, and
1990-85. When did that happen? Kelsey never died. In fact, he just ascends every year. Kels, how are you spending the holidays then, and anything you'd like to plug?
I'm spending the holidays like I normally do, going up to my mom's, on exchanging gifts, doing black people stuff, and then just probably taking my black ass home, maybe watch Light as a Feather, play the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because they just now got that X-Men DLC fucking finally, so I get to play with Gambit, Iceman, Cable, and Jean Grey and that bitch. So I'm gonna be doing that, and you can find me in your hearts, in your mind, in your soul.
And in your pants.
under your bed,
not under the bed.
in the closet.
In the closet.
That was a couple of times though, but
Up on the rooftop.
Ooh.
Click,
that
click,
happened
click.
and I rolled off of one and I totally fell in the glass.
Now, when you
grass.
rolled off the roof, did someone just put on your clothes and become the new Kelsey? Is that who I'm talking to right now?
No, like I was.
This isn't a Tim Allen Santa Claus
No.
situation?
I was low key drunk and I was low key drunk. I was sleeping on the roof and I fell off and I landed on the grass.
Is this how we get a new Kelsey every decade? You just fall off a roof and someone puts on your headphones or your glasses?
It's the same Kelsey, but a reboot. Like how Tony Stark dies, but he just reboots his brand to a new
Technically
body.
not Tony Stark then because he's an AI. But that's a whole nother podcast.
Tomatoes.
Potato Nelly Furtado.
I am like a bird. All I do is fly.
That's it. Anything you want to plug this holiday season?
Let me see. Oh yeah, Harold and Kumar's Christmas.
Oh, the third one.
Yes, watch that shit because I totally forgot that was the third one because me and you had that conversation
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Supernova. So
I went and saw that in theater.
Me too.
Yeah.
That shit was in 3D. But
I
don't
remember
think we watched
I
it in
came back
3D.
for the holiday, and me and another friend who had come back in town for Christmas were just like, hey, and we're like, what are you doing? I'm like, you want to get high and go see Harold and Kumar in 3D?
Adoy.
Yeah, it was great.
And I might also try to watch each community Christmas episode.
You can knock them out really easy. I did it today before
I know.
I
I
came
saw
here.
you. I was like, this motherfucker doing research.
Uh-huh.
I gotta be at work watching him do research.
What can I say? Once my girlfriend goes home, I get serious about the podcast.
Word. I'm glad. But also you can always find me on Facebook, Kelsey DeAndre Greer. Instagram, Snapchat, Kels for Show. And also, in the streets.
Yeah. Awesome. For me, I guess this Christmas I will be going to Christmas Eve at my girlfriend's parents' house, which I am super nervous about. So that,
you better be.
It's a lot of white people in one area where I'm almost certain I'll be the only brown person.
You should iron, because white people like iron clothes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm planning on
like a lot of those new
commercials.
Yeah, you see them too. Like,
you remember that?
They're good with hickeys, but don't you dare pick up.
Like she been had those, but we just need you to iron.
Yeah, no.
Show us that you're trying to care.
Yeah, no. I met him on Thanksgiving.
Oh, right, that's true.
And my customer service voice was the only one I used. I'm like, hello, hi, yes, I am your daughter's
Who made
boyfriend.
the cranberry sauce? Oh, very berry.
Mrs. Last name omitted. This is fantastic. Wow, I could eat this if I wasn't so stuffed. Thank you so much. Let's get the fuck out of here, Christy. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And wear your good gauges too.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. These are my only ones. But we're going Christmas Eve at her parents', and then I'm going to my parents' to make some tamales that night. Then in the morning, we're doing presents. And the best part about Christmas for me is the big breakfast we do. Because you got your chorizo, you got your eggs, you got your papas, you got your toast, you've got your tortillas, you've got biscuits, you've got
nobody
gravy.
needs toast and tortillas.
Oh, are you kidding
One or
me?
the other.
We have white people in our family too, so you can't just give them tortillas.
You gotta give them something mild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that way they're like,
Tortillas are too ethnic.
Yeah, too spicy.
and they're like, why would you just pick it up? But then,
that corn and
well,
shit?
then, yeah, you give them toast, and they do the same thing with it. Like it's not the fucking same motion.
Sure, yeah, well.
But the buttered toast are like that's.
Is it green salsa or red salsa or both?
No. What?
You said
homemade
breakfast?
salsa.
What color
And
is it?
It's
Rojo or verde?
It's more pico de gallo.
Oh, pico de gallo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
right,
Yeah, but the chorizo, like not chorizo mixed with eggs, but just the base.
The base.
Put that on everything, mix it all up, put it on some tortillas.
Word.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for Christmas
I
breakfast.
can tell.
I'm gonna sleep so well after that.
Word.
And I guess what I'd like to plug this holiday season is, just taking time for yourself and making sure that you are gearing up to make this next year exactly what you want it to be. It's a lot of time this month spent worrying about your family and all those around you, but you know what? Take a minute and really make sure you're in the best headspace for moving forward. We all have nowhere to go but up. You can find me on Facebook, Daniel Rojas, Instagram, Blue Morpho, one word where all the O's are zeros. And you can find our show on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Apple Podcast, Google Play, and Spotify. So, spread the joy of escaping this year by telling your friends about our podcast. If you think we deserve a little bit of money for what we do here, then throw it at us in the form of Patreon. We have content for you that you can only find there. However, we are dropping the first episode of our Mandalorian episode for free on our Spotify to give you a taste of what we're doing. Check it out. And today we are going to leave you with just one of my favorite people, CJ Hackett, a.k.a. the Yeti, singing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Y'all, I heard it before we got here today. I almost cried. It's fucking beautiful. So if you or anyone else you know would like to send us some music to be used on the show, please do so at escaping.podcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, everyone. Happy holidays. Make sure you surround yourself with those that lift you up instead of tear you down. And remember, there can only be one chum bucket.
Yes, and 'tis the season to be an escapee. Merry Christmas and stay on candy, y'all.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, your troubles will be miles away. days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through some